welcome back to another video on the rest of the way and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. And yeah, big show today, because it is of course the draft edition of Smackdown. So who will go where, we'll find out. And we've also got a big WrestleMania rematch in our main event as well for the tag team titles. So there is a lot going on. And yeah, Triple H basically kicked off the show and told us that the entire Smackdown and Raw rosters, including some NXT superstars, were eligible. And straight off the bat, Paul Heyman, Sonia and Roman Reigns were drafted to SmackDown, while Raw got the new heavyweight title. Cody Rhodes and Becky Lynch got drafted to Raw, and SmackDown got Bianca Belair. So it seems like Rhea Ripley will be going to Raw. Not a title spot though, hopefully. The Usos were out next and hyped up the title rematch before KO and Sami interrupts, and Sami reminded them that the Usos, that Roman hadn't contacted them, and even since they lost their title, they argued about who will win tonight before KO let it be known he didn't care all about the drama and just wanted to defend the title. So yeah, good start, building out the main event. I'm not going to go through the graphics now, I'll say who went where, but I'm going to do a separate video reviewing all of that. So yeah, LA Knight beat Butch was our first match of the night, and Butch was in control early, and Knight was locked up on the ropes and hit the beats of the battering, but Knight managed to send Butch out of the ring and hit a spine buster on the apron as we headed for a break. Back on SmackDown, Butch hit some big boots before getting moves off the apron to the outside. Knight then got back in the ring and hit a big suplex before getting the blunt force trauma for the victory. And Jet gets the 7 out of 10 from me. This was great. LA Knight, he's just so good. We really need to strap a rocket to him. Butch as well, doing his part in a really great match as well. Yeah, great first match for that, and I just want both of them to do so well because yeah, they're so bloody great. Backstage, Paul Heyman told the Usos that they were winning the titles tonight. It was their only option to stay in the bloodline before saying they seek something in secret. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. Rob Van Dam and Michael Hayes were then out for round 2 of the draft. Street Profits and Edge went to SmackDown, while Imperium and Matt Riddle went to Monday Night Raw. So Gunther on Raw now, interesting. And Edge on SmackDown. Braun Strowman and Ricochet then took on the LWO and the Street Profits in a triple threat tag team match. Ricochet and Braun immediately cleared the ring, but the latter tossed Ricochet outside on top of the others. After a break on SmackDown, Ricochet and Del Toro teamed up against Dawkins and sent him out. Del Toro took down Ricochet next and tagged in Wild, who hit a sprung wall to the outside and took out the Street Profits. Strowman took out the LWO at ringside before Dawkins took Braun down with a dive to the outside. In the ring, Dawkins took Ricochet down with a spine buster before Ford followed out with a frog splash and picked up the W. And Jet gets 7 out of 10 from me. This was a chaotic match, but a big win for the Street Profits, really showcasing them at the moment. And Jet worked well here, I would say. Excited to see where they're still going in the tag team division. I'd love to see a proper KO and Sami Street Profits feud, so hopefully it does go that direction. But yeah, get 7 out of 10 from me. Great stuff. JBL and Teddy Long did round 3 of the draft. Bobby Lashley and the OC were going to SmackDown, while Drew McIntyre and The Miz were now on Raw as Selena Vega took on Sonia Deville. Vega got an armbar rally on before Chelsea Green ran interference. Deville took advantage of the distraction and got a beat to the head before getting near full. Vega then kicked out and rolled Sonia up off the counter before picking up the win. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. After the match, we saw Rhea Ripley attack Selena Vega and took her down before Sonia tried to take down the champ from behind. Rhea took Deville down and sent Chelsea Green running before trying to hit the Vega with a riptide. Vega turned it into a DDT and hit the rear before running away. And yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I think this was all about building Zelina up ahead of her match with Rhea Ripley. It's kind of something it needs to do, so no issues with it at all. And yeah, kind of did what it needs to do and set up the feud as well, more and more, obviously in obvious link. But yeah, just doing a bit to build it all up, so it gets 6 out of 10 from me. AJ Styles and the OC were out next before they could say anything. The Viking Raiders interrupted them. We then got a big brawl in the ring, and the OC took the Vikings down, and AJ Styles came in with a phenomenal forearm on Ivar as SmackDown moved on. And yeah, great to see the OC back. And yeah, handling their business, doing what they can do, and I can't wait to see what they do now they're on Raw. Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting going forward, but so happy AJ's back on TV. HBK and Road Dogg were then with the next round of the draft. Damage Control and NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were heading to SmackDown. Nakamura and Indy Hartwell were going to Raw. So all the champions in NXT's Women's Division seem to be going. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, all good pickups. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were being interviewed at the Performance Centre about being drafted to SmackDown when Katana Chance and Caden Carter challenged them to tag title match next week on NXT. So yeah, you kind of have to presume they'll get the titles there next week, but let's see. Nakamura was being interviewed in the back, but he was attacked by Karrion Kross, setting up a match for next week, which is going to be good. And then it was time for our main event, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos in an undisputed tag team title rematch. The Usos were dominating and hit a double super kick on Owens before isolating him in the ring. They bounced KO's knees off the ring post before Owens could get out and make the tag. Sami then took the Usos out of the ring and hit a big dive to the full-gang sunset flip in the ring on Jay. Sami then earned a near fall off the Blue Thunder Bomb and went up top before Jay hit him out with a super kick. Mid-match, Paul Heyman got a phone call backstage and dispatched Koa for a secret mission. Back in the ring, Sami took a super kick from Jay off a dive before Jimmy kicked out with a stunner from KO. Solo walked to ringside before Riddle attacked him on the ramp and they brawled their way backstage. KO then took a double super kick in the ring before all getting a near fall before Sami stopped the Usos from getting the 1D and Jay went into steel sets. KO got a stunner on Jimmy before Sami came in with a haluva kick and picked up the W. And Jay gets an 8 out of 10 from me. This was a brilliant match. As you'd expect, KO and Sami retaining, and then the Usos, there's definitely going to be a very interesting storyline with the Bloodline brewing. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting match, very interesting few weeks coming up, and I can't wait for it. But yeah, this was just great. 8 out of 10 from me. Overall, SmackDown this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a really good episode of SmackDown this week, and the main event was really good. Some interesting draft picks as well, just slowly but surely building up to the next pay-per-view. And yeah, the card is looking very interesting for Backlash, and I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, some very interesting draft picks in here too. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, subscribe, and find sharing for daily wrestling news and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.